Heads up, Hobby Maniacs MBG back today with a quick daily update. This is daily update 4 for the Spiky Bits channel. I did something different yesterday. I did a little news and review kind of segment, and a lot of people seem to like it. So a bunch of stuff broke late last night, so I figured we'd just go over that first because, it seems to be on everybody's mind as far as, what's going on in the hobby. Okay, so first up, we got some stuff about Warhammer Fantasy. Some battle scrolls, I guess they're called, which is basically like, according to the title page that was with the leak, it's something to do with, basically like formations for 40k, except for instead of like factions, they call them races. So I don't know if that's kind of like the equalizer of some of the terminology we'll see in 9th edition, but it was really cool to see that they seem to have a lot planned for fantasy going forward. We're also hearing, some leaks, of course, about Archeon End Times number 5 coming out here towards the end of the fiscal year for GW. So April, May-ish, maybe as early as March. We're not really sure yet, but that's the big one right now. The second big rumor that came out yesterday was a lot of confirmations about a new Bloodthirster model. Now, apparently somebody's seen this, or either everybody has the same vivid imagination, because everybody seems to be describing the same thing, which sounds amazing if you think about it. I mean, they're saying Bloodthirster is big as a Titan, with the wingspan, and it's, big and tall as Nagash, and all this crazy stuff. I'd love to see it, different arm options, like a two-handed glaive kind of axe thing, and then there's like just a normal Bloodthirster axe and whip, and then there was something else about like a spiked flail, and it all sounds too good to be true. Like, I hope this thing comes out because I want to see it. And if they do all the greater demons like that, like super high tall like Nagash, that would just be really awesome to see. So hopefully we'll see that. It's rumored to be part of Archeon, the End Times Archeon book 5. Maybe a splash over into fantasy. Maybe we'll get something cool in 40k. We're hearing, some chaos rumors about 40k too, but it's a little too hard. I guess it's a little too early to tell at this point. But so far, we're pretty spot on with, the next 6 months timeline that was put out. I think Steve the War Boss kind of leaked that. So right now he's 2 for 2. He's saying Harlequins are up next. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see here in a few weeks if he's going to go 3 for 3. And speaking of Harlequins, that's the third big rumor that came out late last night. Apparently, somebody's seen the White Dwarf, and the White Dwarf teaser at the end is something about Dance of Death, which is kind of one of the things. That's the whole Harlequin troop thing, is presenting the fall of Slaanesh in dance form, where they actually do that, and they perform for Eldar, Dark Eldar, sometimes for man, sometimes for not for man. But apparently, it's a big thing, and it's what they do. And if that's in the back of the White Dwarf for this week, I would probably say we're going to see Harlequins as early as February 7th, like some people are saying. So that'll be neat to see, because Harlequins are really interesting models. They came out back in the early 90s. There were some rules for them. They were kind of broke, but they managed to kind of pull them into normal 40k about 2006 or so with the 4th edition. I want to say 4th or 5th edition Eldar release. But then they were really good at first, and they kind of dropped off. But we're also seeing where Harlequin troop models have sold out on some of the European GW sites. They're still available in America as of this morning, but who knows how long they'll still be available. A lot of people think, when that stuff goes out of stock, they're getting ready to pull it. They're getting ready to put in new models. Hard to say exactly. We don't have any hard confirmations except for stuff that's actually going out of stock at this point. So will we see new Harlequin models? Hard to say. Will we see a release codex? We know they're sitting on a jet bike. We've seen the pictures of it. Whether it got shelved or whether it's going to work its way into this release, hard to say. But it would definitely be neat to see some new Harlequin models, that's for sure, especially in plastic. I also got my order in from Blood and Skulls Industries. Tom McBride makes some great stuff. He sells it on eBay, and I picked up a few things. Got this, I think it's called the Capricorn conversion kit. It's basically a sweet Chimera alternate kind of topper here that you can put on the back of your Chimera to kind of have some different viewports and things like that. It looks a little bit more futuristic, way better looking in my opinion, as far as how that Chimera is designed. And then of course it comes with a turret, which also is pretty good looking here as well. It's got the separate it's basically got the separate hatch. There's the hatch right in there as well. These are really cool. They're kind of like Mark 1 Land Raider sponsons. I know you can't really tell from the baggie here, but hopefully I get a conversion together and do a video review of them as well. But basically kind of similar to, like, I guess it's the Proteus, that you can use existing, like, you know, weapons here on the side sponsons. They plug into those holes right there in the middle, and then you have these ginormous side sponsons that just kind of can swivel left or right, and take up a large amount of space on the side of any tank, probably a Land Raider, knowing me. Then they got these really cool, like, conversion treads that, you know, lock into existing stuff. You probably notice from that configuration what they're going to go into. So they're really cool. They're kind of renegade-y slash, you know, maybe like a different pattern of design from a different place, aka a Forge World perhaps. There's 2 different sets of those. So I'm going to make up some wyverns and kind of have some fun with that. So I bought, and I got a bunch of existing guard tanks, so I'm gonna mod those over here in the near future, and I can't wait to get started on that project either. Alright guys, thanks for watching my latest daily update to the channel here. Make sure you stay in the trenches, subscribe to this YouTube channel, check out the blog, spikeybaseballog.com, and listen to our podcast, forgenarrative.com. Spiking Bits.